Greetings from the Fredericktown Homestead. That was yet another run that I was able to accept. Uh, I hadn't been taking any runs uh, as long as the big buggy was ailing, but now I feel like I can take runs because I get that other bay in tonight. So I took 4 runs on the way home from dropping the buggy back over there in Howard. And then I just took another run just now. Those are all runs that I wouldn't have been able to take yesterday or Saturday. I couldn't take runs without a vehicle. This all brings to light the fact that there's an opening here at Fredericktown Homestead for somebody to come here and live and Bear, stop. Leave the cats alone. Yeah, if you want to come take care of Bear, the rent here is $500. I pay half, so you end up with $250. I pay the electric, which was $47 last month, and we have most of the comforts of home. There's a lot of work to be done here, but we have hot water, cold water, 5G internet. Internet, not Wi-Fi. I haven't had to do Wi-Fi because of the 5G. I just link my phone, tether my, whatever you call it, hotspot my phone, and that's plenty good enough. But I need somebody here. I'd like to raise pigs on pasture, moving them regularly. I'd like to do dairy so that I could raise up oxen, at least 1 ox. I've done that before and I'd like to do it again, but I can't do it without a dairy cow, and I can't have a dairy cow without somebody living here to take care of chores when I'm not here. So if you'd like to homestead, if you'd like to grow your own food, if you like to live in an Amish community, right in the heart of an Amish community, you won't be Amish. I'm not Amish, never will be, but I'm part of the community. When people need a ride, they call me. People think of me as not one of them, but part of the community. I'm all part of what makes it all work. And you could be part of the community too. I don't see any reason why not. And yeah, there's an opening here. We got more land than Justin Rhodes, if you can picture that. And he doesn't use even a portion of what he has. We got more than he's got. It's not an ownership thing. I don't own this property. I rent it with a 2-year agreement that as long as we're improving things, we can stay. But it's 2 years lease, and but we can use as much land as we want as long as we're improving it, as long as we're making it better. There's 150 acres that are leased out to tillage. We can't touch that. And all of the woodland is leased out for the months of October and November to hunters. They pay more than just the taxes to be able to hunt on the wooded area here, 700 plus acres. But we can use the wood the rest of the year. So like portable pasturing for pigs, cattle, sheep, and I have mighty dreams for this place. I did all the homesteading there is to do before YouTube was a word. Google used to mean amount more than 1,000,000 billion. That's what Google used to mean before the internet took it, and now it means what it does today. I knew the word Google back when I was pasturing chickens in chicken tractors. I remember when I first heard the term chicken tractors and I thought, that is great, I'm going to use that term, I love it. Chicken tractors, that's just exactly what this is. And well, the word stuck. I can't say that I am the author of that, but I can remember when I first heard it. It may have been before you were born. It's quite a ways back. But in the mid-70s, I had chickens in flat-topped cages that I moved daily, noticing that they really did wonders for the ground. The pasture that they moved across turned bright green, and I like that. And also, they seemed to enjoy life more if they had fresh green grass every day, and grasshoppers and worms and you name it. But yeah, I was doing that back before Google meant what it does today, before YouTube was invented. Part of what I want to do here on the homestead, on the Fredericktown homestead, is right now I pledged myself to post a video at least once a day for 100 days. I missed a day, so I had to start my 100 days over, I'm figuring. I enjoy posting. I enjoy talking to you people, all 6 of you or whatever it is that are watching this. But and I really enjoy getting comments. That's the highlight of my day, when I get a comment on one of my posts. I often ask questions. This morning I asked, what's the cubic footage of this compost heap? It's 60 inches tall and 16-foot circumference. So what does that make the cubic foot volume of this compost heap that I've now containerized so the dog can't get into it? Tell me if you know how to calculate that. And but yeah, I want to make the homestead a YouTube appearance. I'd like, you know, Justin Rhodes just got a tractor with all the bells and whistles. I mean, he got an aerator, if you believe it. Nobody needs that. I mean, that's like having an extra set of teeth. You don't need that, but he's got one, and he's got a brush hog, and he doesn't have a post hole digger. Did you notice that when you were watching Justin Rhodes' demonstration of what was given to him by Kubota? They didn't give him a post hole digger. That just shows that Kubota doesn't really know what we're all about, but they try. But they gave him one, and the reason they gave him all this stuff was his YouTube appearance, his numbers. And I looked at my numbers last week, and I can see that my numbers are not where I want them, but they're going in the right direction. As long as I keep posting, keep explaining to you what I'm doing, it seems like the numbers are doing what I want them to do. And when you get here, if you ever come, there may be a, what do they call it, monetized YouTube channel here. That's Boy Cat, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah, it must be Girl Cat, because she doesn't want anything to do with him. Yeah, what I'm going to do here today, in the small amount of time I have left, I figure I might work out here in the shop until it gets to be 10:30 and my new van comes. But I'm going to make these 2 side boards here in the shelves, and I'm going to make something out of these, a crate. something. And they might be shelves. Stand by. Stay tuned. This shelf here, this sideboard, I've decided, that's what I was telling you when the phone rang. I was going to tell you about this. Now you look at this wood, you see, right here, you got, get the shadows off of it. Right here, you got chicken. So you got to cut 3 some inches off. And it's nice to cut, 3.5 or 4 inches off, because that makes nice kindling. Even though, like this one here, the checking is really only 1/2 inch. But I'll still cut it back to right there. So it has a nice, make a nice chunk of kindling out of what I cut off. And then measure, I'm thinking 30 inches would be sweet for the width of the shelf. If you look at my most usable shelf, it's the widest. It's this one. One thing about this one is it's only 2 boards deep. The one that over there, that'll be 3 boards deep with them right butted up against each other. But that'll give me 30 inches is a nice length. I'm thinking that might even be 30 inches. And when I do the top one here, I will make it so it comes flush here. I'll make the top slat longer than all the shelf slats. All things that I've thought of as I'm driving down the road today, trying to get my new van organized. But I'll do the diagonal back. See, this one just has a little bit of diagonal back, but I'll do the whole thing diagonal. And I'll use this popple for that right here. You can see I put a dent in that popple already. This piece here, that belongs, no, it don't either. I was going to say it belongs up there, but it don't actually. Yeah, that'll make a nice shelf. Diagonal in the back. I'm going to get my sander out, I hope, tonight. Energy and everything allowing. And sand up something. Sand up this. We'll see if I can make that look real pretty. And I'd like to frame up this license plate, Big Buggy, to send off to Outdoors with Morgan, Melissa Morgan. She's collected up, well actually it's Eva that's collecting the license plate, I guess. She's the daughter, the eye-catching 16-year-old daughter, has put out the original request. And Melissa picked it up, and Mike picked it up, and now everybody wants license plates. And I'm ready to tail end of things. I'm going to have to ask them again for their mailing address. But yeah, make that stand out so that amongst the thousands and thousands of license plates I got, mine maybe will stand out. I don't know. The Amish don't like to stand out, but like I may have mentioned, I'm not Amish and never will be. Make this into a shelf, frame the license plate, make something out of that there, that 4 sides. Gotta figure that out. I still haven't figured that one out. But, I think I may have just figured it out. And we'll see how that goes. Each of these has a brand on it on both sides, different one on both sides. And so we'll see what that turns into. I think for right now, I think I'm going to put them over on the oiling table over there, and maybe I may even oil them. I don't know. Things look really nice oiled. But, alright. Well, enough talking. Let's get to work. Nice to be home. Nice to be at the homestead. I bought 6 pork chops this morning just because I'm waiting for Troy McLaughlin to call me about pasturing pigs. And I remembered back to the days when I used to pasture pigs. I used to move them nearly daily. I was logging at the time, so as time permitted, I would move my pigs. I had 36 acres and an electric line around the perimeter of the whole thing, and sap tubing for water. And he talks about the wagon wheel. Well, I had the, I don't know what, I'd like to hear what Troy calls my pasture pig system. It's you move the water, and you move the fence. You have tomorrow's fence that you set up today when you feed the pigs, and you move them into the one you set up last night and feed them into the new pen and set up a new pen. That's how you move the pigs. That's how I used to do it. Again, this is back before YouTube. It was before Premiere One. Premiere One had not come on the scene yet. Gallagher was our fence of choice. I had a 12 joule Gallagher fence system that powered the 36 acres, and did an admirable job of it. It would a couple shocks with that, and you're not going to ever want to touch it again, either you're a pig or human or even a cat. Be fun to watch Bear Dog with an electric fence. But yeah, so I bought 6 pork chops, and I've got salmon. Salmon at Kroger's is now $6. That to me is pretty good. You get just under a pound. You get like 14 ounces of salmon for $6. And then you throw in some of these little steaks I got, or in tonight's case, I'm going to put in pork chops, and you just bung them in the oven, and you watch one of the longer videos, like Out of the Woods, or Sow the Land, or Fit Farmer. I really like the Holler Homestead. You watch a whole video, and your dinner should be about ready. And then you watch another video while, well, that answers that. That's boy cat, because there's female cat for sure. Yeah, you can have a second video during your dinner. Silly cat. Silly cat. Are you guys good kitties? Huh? Are you guys good kitties? Are you hiding under the plywood? Isn't there bugs under there? I don't know. Alright, I'm going to get to work. Stop talking. Do people see me talking into my telephone like this? They must think I'm talking to my aunt or something. Alright, God bless from the Fredericktown Homestead.